I haven't seen that report or specifically seen those remarks, but let me answer like this. Swimming has done a phenomenal job. Ben Smith is doing a great job with all his athletes. I mean, swimming continues to go out, and you know, when these guys are competing, they're bringing back a lot of medals. So does a lot of the sports that you consider like the fringe sports. I mean, our triathletes go out there and place on the world stage. Cyclists go out there and do the same. You know, we do have two sports that are kind of listed as national sports: football and cricket. I think my view is that although there's no plan at this point to modify that, I would like to see the overall awareness of sports and the support of that within the community as a whole, that whole level raised. Because I think that if you look at a lot of those sports that tend to not get that much notice or talk about on a regular basis, these are the sports that are performing well. Our sailors, as I look out and just see a sailboat go across, are performing extraordinarily well, and you know, so Bermuda as a whole needs to really start to embrace more on a national level what we do for sports, because even support for sports tends to be siloed, and this goes back to this whole social recovery that I continue to talk about. It's, you know, it's art, it's a culture, it's helping our people, it's raising the awareness of these things, it's sports to bring us all together. So these are all things that I think we need to start doing a lot more of and get a lot better at in Bermuda.
My interpretation of his comments, I don't think he meant so much the social recognition of swimming as a national sport as much as the support from the sitting government. Do you feel that government is supporting this swimming?
Government supports all of, or most of our national sports governing bodies. I know swimming is supported, as are a lot of other sports. I think we're well, let me just talk about the 800-pound gorilla. I mean, where everyone goes with this, you know, that 15 million figure that keeps getting thrown up going to football and cricket. They did not get that amount, and I think that the amount that have even been given for sponsorships, and these are over the years, have been at a more realistic level. So I think as a whole, you know, the Department of Youth, Sport and Recreation, who is responsible for the issuing of grants. I mean, the Elite Athlete Fund funds athletes across the gamut. You know, the support that's given out there to all the supports, I mean, to all of the different sports are, you know, we look at on a regular basis, and we'll continue to do that because we recognize that, you know, especially in a soft economy, everybody's hurting. You have less of a pool of funds that have to go around to a broader spectrum of sports. So we are aware of that. Well, I think that that does come into play. You have to take that into consideration, especially when you look at elite athlete funds. You know, elite athlete funds and specific grants, you know, you do look at performance, what the grants are going to go for, you know, and you know, we have to look at developing, you know, youth programs and how we're going to develop them, because, you know, sports actually has it can have a lot of legs. You know, it can help with, you know, discipline and education in future years with you know, sponsorships and scholarships to schools. So I think a lot of the awareness that programs like swimming do within their own bodies are tremendous and phenomenal, and that type of support you see happening in a lot of other sports now. So we just have to continue working on that. I think as a country we can, you know, we have, for such a small place, we have extraordinary talent pool here, and I don't think we really push it as far as we can. I mean, you know, we've had a couple of our people go out and compete well on the international stage, especially around football with you know, guys like you know, Sean Goda and Kyle Leiphorn, and Key West now, and you know, when you actually look back in the day of people like Clyde Best, and you know, we've only had one Olympic medal in our history, and I think we can actually do a lot more of this. But I think as a country, we don't really support sports as much as we can, and I think it's because we don't really, you know, I don't think we have a full appreciation for all that sports can actually bring to the benefit of a community, and that is something that I hope to raise the awareness of.